Ghandi very famously said that our thoughts lead to our feelings, which lead to our actions, and ultimately therein lie our habits. What habits of action do you have that could be sabotaging or supporting your happiness? Stay tuned for 7 tips to help you in habits of action for happiness. Hi, I'm Dr. Tracey Swift and welcome to Women Over 50 Reclaim Your Mojo, a lifestyle channel devoted to bringing you the happiness advantage based on the science of happiness and positive psychology. If you're new here, then click subscribe, click the bell, and you'll be alerted every time there's a new video, and they will all relate to you. If you're a regular, welcome back. Did you know that your habits can actually predispose you towards happiness or actually sabotage your happiness? In the previous 2 videos, I've looked at the inner work of happiness. That is our thoughts and our feelings, and how you can actually develop your thoughts, control your thoughts to make you happier. In this video, we're going to look at habits of action. And there are 7 habits that will actually assist you in your mission to be happy almost all of the time. The first habit is to exercise more. So researchers have found that even just a small amount of exercise, 10 minutes a week, or even just 1 day a week, will actually make people feel better. It gets them out of a depressed mood and it makes them more optimistic. That is true, even if they're not looking for or don't see a physical change in their body. The fact that they're doing the exercise will make them happier. So even if you have a sedentary lifestyle, just think about how you can incorporate physical activity into your routine, and even 10 minutes a week. That's quite phenomenal, isn't it? Have you ever noticed that if you've had a bad night's sleep the night before, you'll be clumsy, forget things, make mistakes, feel a bit cranky and groggy the next day? So it's perhaps not surprising that researchers have found that getting enough sleep actually contributes to our happiness too. If you get enough sleep, that you will be in a better frame of mind and you're less sensitive to negative emotions. You have a better memory, you have a higher heightened mood, and you perform better. Now, for women in their 50s, it can be difficult either getting to sleep or staying asleep. Some of the reasons why that's a problem is, as you are well aware, night sweats, hot flushes, and the hormonal imbalance. So if that's you and you feel that you've got a problem in that area, then go and get that checked out with your medical practitioner. Some other very simple things that you can do, one I use myself, is I wear a sleep mask at night, an eye mask that actually helps me to have complete darkness and to get into a sleep pattern very quickly. Have you ever watched 2 animals playing, like 2 puppies, and how they get super excited? And it's quite funny and it might give you a laugh. Or maybe you find yourself smiling at a joke or a memory or a meme, something that you find quite funny, and it starts you off, and all those muscles in your face that are used to smiling will start to smile and it lifts your mood. Interestingly, researchers have found that it doesn't have to be an authentic smile to start with to actually induce those feelings of being in a higher mood. So if you find yourself feeling a bit down and you want to snap out of it really quickly, then smile. Find something to smile about. Remember something good. And who knows, if you share that smile, you might share that happiness too. When was the last time that you stopped to check in with your breathing, or do you notice your breathing patterns? Often it's a case of when you're angry, you can feel your heart beating in your chest and you can feel that your rib cage is constrained and you can feel that breath. Whereas when you're happy, sometimes you forget to even check in and you may not be aware of how you're breathing. I have a great infographic that I borrowed from Breathe Me on the Gold Coast on my website, where we can think about the shape of our breathing. So you can have a square breath. This will help you to calm down in the moment if you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed. And a square breath is one where you hold for 4 beats, you breathe in for 4 beats, hold for 4 beats, and breathe out for 4 beats. So 4, 4, 4, 4. Each breath, in the inhale and the exhale, being separated by a hold. There's a fantastic book by a guy called Dan Brule about breathing, and he suggests that that is one of the techniques and one breathing technique that is used by special forces officers to keep them down and to keep them in the flow. When we're wanting to be happy, we are wanting to attract ease, grace, and flow into our lives. So why not try it? Tip number 5 as a habit of action is to declutter or clean up your home. Now, why would that lead to happiness? There has been a study that has found that women, if they come home to an untidy home, maybe the bed's not made, the dishes aren't done, or the jobs aren't finished, the home's unfinished, they actually have a flat cortisol level. That's the stress hormone, and they have it all through the day instead of the peaks of cortisol, which are normal and natural in response to situations. Now, the unfortunate thing about having this flat level of cortisol, according to researchers, is that that is the same pattern with those patients with adverse health outcomes. So we don't want to be in that situation, and you will find that it will make you happier if in fact your house is clean, tidy, and it's in a nice state that when you come home, you find being at home restorative of your spirit. How can you do that? Well, again, researchers found that it's better to spend just a few minutes a day keeping up with those tasks and to do those housework tasks at a regular time each week, so that you're always on top of it, rather than waiting until the weekend and then doing all of the housework in one go. Do you have one of those really big dreams that you've always wanted to do? Maybe it's write a novel, set up an architecture practice, or climb Kilimanjaro. Something that you've always wanted to do, but you've never quite got around to doing it? Well, researchers have found that our brains are hardwired for novelty and to do something challenging. So if you feel that you're stuck in a rut, but the big dream is just too much to go for all in one go, why not break it down into small chunks? Or just try and do 3 very small things that are novel and challenging, things that you haven't done before. Those small wins will actually make you incrementally predisposed to seeking out more novelty, and maybe eventually you will achieve that big dream. And finally, researchers have found that food actually does affect our mood. So carbohydrates, for example, will make us more relaxed and feel less stressed, and other foods will give us a boost, particularly if they're rich in things that postmenopausal women are low in, like vitamin D3, calcium, magnesium. So how do you always nourish your body? One of the key tips is to ask yourself, when you're about to eat something or drink something, will this nourish me or harm me? It's a very, very simple way of being able to always mindfully choose things that we think will give us an added benefit. So whether it's avoiding alcohol or avoiding sugar, or making sure that we eat more fresh produce, or whatever it is for you, because we're all different, that is a very simple question that we can all use. Will it nourish me or harm me? And a second tip about nourishing our body is to eat mindfully. Do you find yourself eating on the run really quickly just to get the food down and then move on? If you eat mindfully and slow down, that will also help to elevate your mood and to bring you into a more optimistic state of mind. I hope that you've enjoyed these 7 habits of action. A lot of these things that you will already know, and almost all of them you are doing in one way or another. So are you doing them consciously and mindfully so that they support your efforts to be optimistic? Always remember that optimism is a learned skill, and it's one that we can practice and hone and get better and better and better at it. You are in control of your own happiness, and it is a choice in any given moment. It's the greatest gift that you can give to yourself, and from it you can share with other people. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit like below and give me a comment. Get in touch with me. Tell me the things that you're struggling with and that I can help you through more research on the science of happiness.